Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. It's Wednesday, which means we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock from TMZ, to find out what's happening in Hollywood. What's going on out there, Michael?
Good morning, guys. Thanks so much for having me. How are you?
We're good.
It's great to see you. I'll be honest with you, Michael. It's great to see you, but I miss your cats.
Yeah, well, they're being shy today.
I know. I'm telling you, since they've gotten a little bit of attention here, they've become divas. I'm looking at them right now, but they're not ready to perform right now.
We thought you might have put them in the kennel over there or something.
They were outshining me, so I had
taking too much focus. Yeah. What's happening in the latest Hollywood news?
So let's start with, how about a Kardashian-Jenner story to start with? So
okay.
The matriarch of the Kardashian and Jenner family, who has turned all her kids into multimillionaires, if not billionaires, Kris Jenner has just sold her really beautiful home in one of the nicest, most expensive parts of all of California, called Hidden Hills. Drake had a home there. Again, Kim Kardashian had a place there. Kanye. A lot of stars live in this Hidden Hills area. And Kris bought this house in November of 2017 for $9.9 million. It's 9,400 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. Not the nicest house that they have, but really nice. Well, less than 3 years later, Kris just sold this thing for $15 million.
Wait.
So bought it for under 10 less than 3 years ago, and now she sells it for $15 million. So
15.
Did you say 15 or 50?
Yes.
Okay.
51.5.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But considering that she just bought it for less than $10 million in only November 2017, it seems whatever moves they make, if it's starting a business, a cosmetics line, whatever they do, whatever they touch seems to turn to gold. And again, Kris Jenner with the boss real estate move here, and pretty impressive.
Well, good for
Michael,
her.
do you know, did she have to renovate anything, or did she just kind of just move in and then sell it?
They did some renovations to the house, but there was no major overhaul of the house where you say, oh, it's like a brand new house and that's why she sold it for that much. I think she just made a really savvy and smart real estate move, and she ended up making a $5 million profit.
Good for her.
Well, so if you live in that exclusive neighborhood where all those stars live, and you sell it, where do you go after that then? Where's she going to live?
She'll probably live like a block away.
Oh.
That's their area, like Calabasas, Hidden Hills, which is 30 minutes or so away from like the heart of LA. So it's very accessible, but it's really nice. You can have a lot of land that's spread out. So they will stay in that area just because that's where they were born and they grew up there. They were raised there. So they'll stay in the Calabasas, Hidden Hills area. And they have multiple homes, of course. It's not just they have one place.
Should have known.
But
Should have known.
Of course they do. Yeah. All right. Well, good for her. That's great. What else you got today?
Yeah. So you remember Jeff Lowe from Tiger King, the Tiger King show, the guy who wore the bandana and was basically at war with Joe Exotic by the end of the show. Mm-hmm. So he, of course, took over Joe Exotic Zoo, and he was running it. He was operating it pretty much like Joe used to. And recently, the feds came by and did an inspection, and when they inspected the zoo, they found a lot of things that they didn't like. They saw animals that looked emaciated, that looked like they weren't being fed properly. Yeah, really, really sad stuff. They said there was a lion cub that they witnessed barely being able to stand.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah, so really, really poor conditions. According to what the Fed saw when they came by. So what they have done now is they've suspended Jeff's license for 21 days, and they've essentially given him this 3-week period to get his affairs in order and fix anything that he needs to fix at the zoo. So if the animals aren't getting fed, make sure they're getting fed. If he does all those things, he will have an opportunity to get his license back. If he doesn't, then his license could be stripped forever. Of course, because Joe Exotic and Jeff Lowe, they've become, such polarizing figures PETA has weighed in, and PETA has now demanded that his license be taken away forever. Meanwhile, Jeff is saying, this is not true. Our animals we take care of them great. They're fed as much food as they could possibly eat. So it's kind of you have the government on one side, you have Jeff Lowe on the other, you have PETA involved. But the bottom line is he is not able to operate his zoo for 21 days. And if he does not get things straightened out, he could lose his license.
Michael, is there any chance he loses the license and they give all of the animals and the zoo to Carol Baskin?
Imagine that. That would probably Lowe and Joe Exotic a heart attack if that happened. But
I think it would.
For sure.
That is so funny.
Carol Baskin, she may or may not have some things in her past also that,
I'm still waiting for Tiger King 2, and I want Carol to face charges.
Well, a lot of people do. But we want whoever's taking care of that zoo to take care of those animals. So whether it was a money problem or whatever, we hope that gets fixed.
Absolutely.
Also, Michael, I hear you have some Britney news. Now, I'm a huge Britney fan, so I'm all about this story.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have. Maybe I should have led with this one, but I didn't because it's kind of a legal-ish type of story. But so Britney Spears for more than a decade now has been under a conservatorship, and what that essentially means is that there are court-appointed people who are essentially making her financial decisions, her business decisions for Britney because they don't believe that she is fully capable of making those decisions. Well, for a large part of that time, her dad Jamie has been the one in charge of this conservatorship, and he's been making all the financial decisions. And we're talking about millions and millions of dollars here, obviously, when you're talking about someone as wealthy as Britney Spears. Well, in a really shocking move, Britney has gone to court, and she is asking that the court remove her dad as the conservator on the conservatorship. Now, it's not clear exactly why she has asked, if something has happened, if she feels he's not operating, in a proper way, in an efficient way. That part is unclear. It's also unclear if Britney wants to take her dad completely off the conservatorship, or if she just wants to have somebody else there to help him and to be the one that's kind of in charge. But the bottom line is that Britney has gone to court and is asking the court to take her dad off as the sole conservator who is essentially running her life, and if you remember, there's been a lot of talk. There's been this Free Britney movement where people have felt that Britney Spears was being held under duress and was trying to communicate with her fans through social media. And people have felt that Britney needs help. And now you see that Britney goes to court and actually asks the court to take her dad off the conservatorship. You start to wonder if there's any credence at all to some of the things that have been being said about Britney Spears and her relationship with her father. Because if things were going all swimmingly, you don't think that she would go to court and ask the judge to kick him off.
Right.
Well, we're going to have to keep an eye on this story. And Jeremy and I were saying earlier, she hasn't had control of her money for so long. Does she really know how to deal with her money? So that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time after 10 or so years coming back and all of a sudden being in charge. Yeah. It could be a tough thing for her to do.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Cats next week.
Yeah, please do. Give them kisses from Jeremy and Kelly.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
See you Wednesday.
And you can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weeknights at 12:30. Please don't go anywhere. Our morning sports report is coming up next.
That's right. Absolutely.
I do worry about Britney.
I do too.
I just worry.
How's her younger sister doing?
I don't know.